We are 24 hours away from sending the greatest president this country's ever seen back to the White House. And I just want to say how much love we truly feel from everyone in Pennsylvania, but truly across the country. You guys are our family. We love you. God bless you. We are here fighting by your side, not just now, but forever, because we are so blessed to live in the greatest country on earth, the United States of America. We love you guys. Thank you.
This man right here is the greatest warrior America has ever seen. And our family is so damn proud of him. We will fight on this stage for as long as we're here. We're always going to fight for the greatest country in the world, which is the United States of America. Let's go win this, Pennsylvania.
Guys, for us, this has been an honor of a lifetime. You guys are the best, but now it's up to you. We can't do it by ourselves. It was always about all of us. It was about one country. It was about taking back our freedom, our rights from those who are trying to take away from us. So tomorrow, bring your friends, stay in line. Let's vote, vote, vote. Let's take back our country. Thank you, Pennsylvania, and thank you, America. God bless all of you.
We love you, we support you, and my father's here fighting for you, and he's never going to let you down. So please vote. Let's get this country back on track. Thank you so much.
I shouldn't have done that. I got to follow that now. I'm not going to follow that. So kids, go back to work. Let's make sure everybody shows up tomorrow to vote, okay? Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful job. They're great. They're good people, and they love our country, but they really are good people. They're kind people. They have big hearts. They're strong. They can be nasty, but they have big hearts, those great children of mine. So here are some of the facts. Kamala is a radical left Marxist, rated even worse than crooked Bernie Sanders and crazy Bernie Sanders. I don't know, do I call him crooked? I'd say probably crazy, maybe for him is a better term. And Pocahontas herself. Kamala destroyed our economy. She was an original creator of defund the police movement, and therefore anybody who wants to defund the police even for one day, and she was there for a long time, is not worthy of being president of the United States. We need our police. We want to get our police back. We want to indemnify our police when they're unfairly charged. Kamala vowed to abolish ICE. She pledged to confiscate your guns. Would anybody like to give up their gun? No takers? I didn't think so. And endorsed a total ban of handgun ownership. You know that. She even called for free sex changes for illegal aliens in detention. All at taxpayer expense. And perhaps, worst of all, she lied. She never worked at McDonald's. Okay? Never worked. No, she never worked there. I was there for 15 minutes. That's 15 minutes more than she worked there. And I have to say, those French fries are really good when you get them right out of that fat or whatever the hell they cook it with, fat. I don't know if it's good for you, but they are really good. In conclusion, with your vote tomorrow, we are going to fire Kamala and we are going to save America. We will cut your taxes, end inflation, slash your prices, raise your wages, and bring thousands of factories back to America and back to Pennsylvania. We love Pennsylvania. Something about it. Think of the history you have here. Think of the history you have, the political history. Is there any place like it? And this is a big one because think of this. Put this, add this with all of the other things that are, you know, for so many years famous by Pennsylvania and what you've done and how you fit into history. We win Pennsylvania, as I said. We win Pennsylvania. We win the whole bag of wax. We can have another one. We'll put that one on top. Let's try putting that one on top. They're pretty big. We have to. But this will be one of the truly big events in the history of our country. So why don't we have Pennsylvania be there for that? That'd be beautiful. On top of all the things we did. Because remember, we gave you the largest tax cuts in history, the largest regulation cuts in history, rebuilt our military, defeated ISIS, had no new wars, gave you right to try, the great, incredible thing that's saving thousands of lives, right to try. You don't have to go to Europe or Asia or just go home and die. If you have no money, you go home and die. They have the right to try new age medicines without having any problems, saving thousands and thousands. We gave you so much, and it's an honor. It's an honor, really. We will build American, we will buy American, and we will hire American. I will end the war in Ukraine, which would have never started if I was president. And I will stop the chaos in the Middle East. There's another thing, Israel. October 7th. October 7th would have never happened. All of those people that were hostages hopefully are still, because I hope they're of hostage. I just hope they haven't been killed, but I think a lot of them are killed. I think a lot of them have been killed, but we can hope. But that would have never happened. That would have never, ever happened because Iran was broke. They had no money for Hamas. They had no money for Hezbollah. We would have had peace in the Middle East. You would have had peace. Instead, you have all of the death that's taking place. It's terrible. And I will prevent World War III because you're just around the corner from World War III, and this will be a war like no other. This will be a nuclear war. And this will not be two army tanks going back and forth and shooting at each other. This will be a war. The level of power of these weapons is, you know, I rebuilt our nuclear force. I rebuilt our whole military during the 40 years. We did a phenomenal job in that, but in many ways I hated to do it. In many ways I hated to do it with respect to the nuclear. Because they're going over the power levels of various things that we're rebuilding. And I say, General, are you sure about that? The power is just crazy. It's obliteration. And we have people that don't have a clue and they're negotiating. Look, Ukraine should have never started. None of these things. How about when you look at Afghanistan? That would have never happened. We were going to get out of there with strength and dignity, and we were going to be, was going to be a victory. It was enough. They were in there for 21 years or something. But the one thing I would have done is I would have kept Bagram, the big air base, one of the biggest bases in the world. We built it many years ago for billions of dollars. The most powerful, longest runways that can handle anything in the world, 1 hour away from China. Remember, that wasn't really for Afghanistan. That was, you're 1 hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons. And you know who has it now? China. These are stupid people. They took the military out first. They took the military. They said, oh, we had a plan. We had a plan. Mike Pompeo made the plan with me. We had a plan subject to all these different things that they had to do. They weren't doing them. They were doing some, but they said, great, we're not going forward until they do the other. We were going to be fine. But the one thing that wouldn't have happened, we would have never taken the military. You take the military out last, and we lost 13 lives and many people obliterated, and hundreds of people were killed on both sides. We will crush violent crime and give our police the support, protection, resources, and respect they so dearly deserve. We will strengthen and modernize our military. We will build a massive defense shield all around our country so a missile heads in our direction and we knock the hell out of it. We can have it. And Ronald Reagan wanted to do that many years ago, and he was right, except we didn't have the technology then. It would have been not good, but we didn't have today. You can shoot a pin out of the sky. It's incredible, actually, what they've been able to do. But it's all going to be made in the USA, and a lot of it is going to be made in the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We will rebuild our cities, including our capital in Washington, D.C. We'll get rid of all the graffiti on those beautiful marble columns, and we'll clean it. And it'll be properly run, and we'll stop the death and shootings and muggings and everything. We'll make it a great capital, beautiful capital again. And we'll also make sure that our Supreme Court stays to 9 justices. We will teach our children to love our country, to honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag. And we will get critical race theory and transgender insanity the hell out of our school. And we will, of course, keep men out of women's sports. Every time I say those last two things, and I may add the open borders. Can you imagine they're trying to defend open borders? Open borders, who would do that? We're the party of common sense, okay? We're really the party of common sense. But when I say open borders, we're going to close the borders, you say, can you imagine you actually have to say that? What the hell? I mean, who the hell wants open borders where criminals from all over the world can just walk into our country? These are crazy people, or they hate our country, or they think they're going to get these people to sign up and vote. I guess maybe that's it. But it's not defensible. But think of the last two. The transgender insanity. It's taken over. And, nobody's ever come up to me and said, I'd like to talk to you about that. I've never had it. They've talked about taxes. They talked about economic development. They talk about the last one, men playing in women's sports. Nobody's ever come up. With all the people, I deal with hundreds of people. I deal with people. I go into crowds. I ask them because I get better opinions from you than these crazy consultants they have for a fortune. But I've never once been said, sir, we have to do something about keeping men in women's sports. I've never had the question. I don't know. It's such a big subject. Nobody's ever asked me the question before. Can you imagine? Go back 10 years and say that a president from 10 years from now is going to be up there defending the fact that men should not play in women's sports. People would say, you're crazy. That'll never happen. Did you see the two boxes? Did you see the two boxes? They were men. They transitioned into womanhood. And they fought a very good Italian. They have women's boxing in the Olympics. And they fought a very good Italian young lady. And boom, she got hit with just a left jab. She went back to her corner, said, I've never been hit like that. This was just like a defensive. Oh, they could fight Iron Mike, I'll tell you. Iron Mike would say, this is not a good thing. I know Iron Mike, and he's a great guy, Mike Tyson. A great guy. He's a good man. Hey, Mike's been through a lot, but he could fight. Let me tell you, that guy could fight. But can you imagine Mike? Oh, he says, put Mike in the ring with Kamala. That would be interesting. No, but can you imagine? And these two men that transitioned, you'll be shocked to know they both won gold medals. In some of the easiest fights, they're announcing a certain woman. She's a champion here, a champion there. She's great. She gets hit. Blah. That's the end of the champion stuff. It's so unfair. It's so ridiculous. And it's very demeaning to women. I think it's horrible. I will defend religious liberty. I will restore free speech. And I will defend the right to keep and bear arms, our Second Amendment. And I did. They didn't touch it. After years of building up foreign nations, defending foreign borders, and protecting foreign lands, we are finally going to build up our country. We're going to defend our borders, and we're going to protect our lands and citizens. And we will stop illegal immigration once and for all. We want people to come into our country, but they're going to come in legally. That's all. We will not be invaded. We will not be occupied. We will not be overrun. We are an occupied country. Can you believe the things I'm saying up here? We are an occupied country. Take a look at Colorado. Take a look. Take a look what's happening there. Military-style weapons. Aurora. They're taking over apartment complexes. They're in the real estate business just like me. but I have to go out and borrow money or somehow pay cash. They just walk in and they say, you're paying the rent to me from now on, madam, and if you don't pay, it's big trouble for you. And the governor has no idea what the hell's happened, that poor guy. He's a radical Democrat. We will not be conquered. We will be a free and proud nation once again. Can you imagine? I have to say this. Everyone will prosper. Every family will thrive, and every day will be filled with opportunity and hope and filled with the American dream. But for that to happen, we must defeat Kamala Harris and stop her radical left agenda with a landslide that is just too big to rig. We got to do it. So you need to get out tomorrow and vote. That's it. This is it. We're going to get together again, but it's going to be different. It's not going to be a rally. It's going to be applause for what we're doing. It's going to be better. Because these incredible rallies, and there may have been like 900 of them, a tremendous amount. This is over 9 years. Many, I know we celebrated 507. I remember 507, it was a few years ago. I think it's got to be close. I don't know, whatever it was. But it's hundreds and hundreds. And they've been flawless, right? Every once in a while I'd make a little aggressive statement that people didn't like, but you know. Don't forget, I'm rarely on the teleprompter. Isn't it nice to have a president that doesn't have to be on the teleprompter, right? Right, Dan? That guy, look at that guy. Stand up. That guy, he's such a good guy. You better bring him home because he has worked so hard in the election, Dan Muser. He's worked so hard. And you know what? Think of it. Think of it. If we lost, I'd call him up tomorrow. I'd go, I won't say it. Franklin Graham said, please don't use foul language. I said, all right, Franklin. He said, you can tell the story just as well without the foul language. Actually, he's not right about that. It's not quite the same. When you don't, every once in a while, not a real bad word, but, you know, like a word. But he did say that, so I do my best. But I'd call him up with anger and fierceness. I'd say, you failed me. As opposed to calling up and say, Dan, you did a great job. I love you, Dan. Right? I think we're going to do the Dan, you did a great job. And you did, regardless. And all of these guys, they're all in. They're great guys. They're warriors. For the past 9 years, we've been fighting against the most sinister and corrupt forces on earth. That's right. With your vote in this election, you can show them once and for all that this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you. You. This nation belongs to you. It was hardworking patriots like you who built this country. And tomorrow, 4 years we've all waited for this. 4 years of rallies, good ones and bad ones, but we didn't have any bad ones, I don't think. We had no bad ones. But 4 years, think of it, 4 years, and now it's tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's hardworking patriots like you who are going to save our country. All of this was to really, all of these hundreds and hundreds of rallies were to put us in position to do something great for our country. This is, in a way, the harder part. Honestly, beating all these people and fighting all of these people, going through the lies and the vicious statements about you and your family and everything. But all of that was worth it. It puts us in position to now be able to do the job. And we're going to do a great job for everybody, for 100% of the people. We're going to do it for Democrats, for liberals or progressives if they prefer, which they do prefer. But we're going to do it for independents, and we're going to do it for everybody. We're going to do it for everybody. And you're going to be so proud of your vote. I really want you to look back and your family to look back. My dad, my mom voted for Trump. It was the best thing that they ever did. That's what we want. Otherwise, we've made a mistake. And we felt the love. We would have never done this if we didn't do so well the second time. We did better the second time than we did the first time, if you think. After all we've been through together, we stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in American history. We really something. With your help, we will restore America's promise, and we will take back the nation that we all love so much. We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. We will never give in, we will never give up, we will never back down, and we will never, ever surrender. Together we will fight, 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 and win, win, win. November 5th will be the most important day in the history of our country. We're going to turn it around. We're going to turn it around very fast. You're going to be very proud. And together we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Pennsylvania. We'll be back. God bless you all. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much.
You can go, I said, young man, when you're short